Hello everybody, thanks for joining me again. Today we're going to be taking a look at a really nice and easy way to generate foresty atmospheres. Okay, so this technique is very much a case of generate lots of sound and just take the bits that actually sound cool and then put them in your track. Okay, so just so you can hear a couple of snippets, there's this sound, and they're both made using this technique. They're fairly simple sounds, but they have quite a sort of organicness to them that's sort of hard to generate in a synthesizer, for me at least. Okay, so in order to do this, we need a new channel. I'm going to go with a MIDI channel. It doesn't really matter, you can use MIDI or audio. It's up to you. You just need a source of sound. I'm going to go with MIDI, and I am going to put operator on it, and then I'm going to put a limiter, a utility, and a EQ, just to start with. And firstly, I'm going to set the ceiling of the limiter to -20, and then what we're going to do is go into max for live, and we're going to get this device called feedback network, which is a free device that comes with Live Suite. You might already have it installed. If you don't, just pop onto the Ableton website, you can grab it. So we want to put this in here, and we want to put it before the limiter. Okay, so here it is. I'm not going to go through and explain what all the knobs and stuff do, because it's largely sort of inconsequential to us at the moment because of the way that we're going to use it. If you do want to understand this a bit more and what the knobs do, then obviously experiment with it. But also, if you turn on your little help window in the bottom left, then you can just mouse over things and it will tell you what they do. Just to give a basic understanding of what this thing is. So as far as I understand it, I think it is a set of band passes in parallel go into delays, which then feedback on themselves. That might not be correct, but it doesn't really matter. The result we get from this is really, really interesting. So I'm going to press a note on operator. It does not matter what note you press. And once you've given it some sound, it will just create audio infinitely. So I'll just press a note. Okay, so yeah, it just creates random, weird, screaming, distorted stuff. I've put a low cut on it, around 200 hertz, because we're going to be making kind of Atmos sounds. We definitely don't need anything beneath 200. And I'm also going to cut maybe like 9K or so, something like that. It's up to you. All right. Now, where you have the EQ in the chain is going to change how it sounds, because if we have this low cut happening before the limiter, it's going to have quite a drastic effect on the way the limiter affects the signal. And also, where we set the ceiling and how hard we drive the limiter is also going to affect the sound. Okay, so now that we've got it creating just endless distorted noise, now we want to go and grab reverb and delay. I'm going to make the reverb 100% wet. I'm going to make it a fairly long decay time, turn the size up a little bit, and bring the diffusion in the highs down a bit, and then set the feedback on the delay to, I don't know, maybe 65% or something like that. And then I'm going to go with the 4. You can set it up however you want, it's up to you. And I'm going to leave the dry wet at 50%. Cool, so now let's see what we have. Okay, so we already have some pretty interesting atmospheric-y ambient stuff happening now. Okay, so now that we're at this point, and we're sort of happy with that, one of my favourite things to do is to add something just after the feedback network to kind of spice things up a little bit. and vocoder is really good for this. You can use whatever you want, just throw in weird plugins and things. Corpus can be cool as well, but let's throw in the vocoder, and whether it goes before or after the limiter is going to change the sound quite a lot. So let's chuck it before and just see if we like it. I'm going to set the vocoder to pitch tracking. I'm going to leave it on the saw mode. Most of it I'm going to leave alone, to be honest. I'm going to turn the depth up a bit, and I'm going to turn the release up a bit so it takes a bit longer to decay. Alright, and let's see what we've got from that. Okay, so kind of cool stuff coming out of there. We can play around with the pitch in the vocoder. That's a nice extra bit of control we have there. The pitch and the formant as well can be pretty handy to get it to kind of sit the way you want it to sit. And also you can play with this bandwidth amount as well. So if you go for a really high bandwidth, then it's kind of more noisy. If you go with a very low bandwidth, you get sort of glassy, ringing type of sound. Let's just hear what it's like. Okay, so I'm just going to go for the 100% bandwidth, just leave it as is. And then if we are happy with what we've got, we can go ahead and group our channel and then put all the effects on the group, apart from leave the feedback network and the vocoder on there. And potentially the limiter, it depends if you want that to be baked in as well, but definitely you're going to want the feedback network baked in, and the vocoder I suggest you leave baked in as well, because it's not going to behave in the way that we want it to sort of later on down the line if we don't have it baked in. Okay, so let's get the limiter and all the other bits and bobs, chuck it on the group, and then I'm going to unmute it so we can hear it again. Okay, so now, because we've used the MIDI channel, we can just select however long and create a MIDI region and just freeze the track, and it will create that much audio, and then it will overhang by quite some way. Okay, so freeze track. Okay, so now we can make a new channel, mute the original one, turn the group back on, and we can just alt drag the audio onto here, and then hopefully there'll be some interesting bits in here. Okay, so let's listen to it in context. If there's anything we like, we can chop it out. Okay, so there's something in there I like. Quite a high pitch thing. So let's take that. And then anything that you do like, it's worthwhile playing around with some of the warping stuff as well. So maybe try like probably texture or maybe complex or something like that, and then stretch it, and then we can give it a bit of modulation, so pitch modulation, often can be quite cool if you take it up to as many as maybe 3 or 4 semitones and then have the end of it come down to like -1 or so we get this kind of downwards movement, or you can do it, so it starts at -1 or something and then goes up. It's up to you. Let's just see what that sounds like. Okay, and then I would just continue and sort of just be brutal with it. Just anything that isn't exactly what you want, just get rid of it. You can always generate more, and then just keep looking for the interesting bits and bobs. We could keep doing this over and over and over again until we've got lots of bits that we like, and then, hopefully we can use that to punctuate our track with some atmosphere. Something worth mentioning is that you can just save all of these bits of audio once you're done, because we haven't baked in like the reverb and delay and stuff. You can just save all the sort of raw-ish audio, keep it somewhere, and then later on down the line you can use this in a different project and then just put different effects on, and you'll end up with different atmosphere sounds, but using all the same sources, and eventually you won't have to actually generate that much stuff because you can just throw in things you've already got. Okay, so it's by no means perfect, but you can kind of see that you can get a lot of nice organic textures out of it. And by adding in sort of different plugins into your chain, use something instead of the vocoder or with the vocoder or whatever, you can get a vast amount of different textures and nice artifacts. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful and gives you another tool to make your forest atmospheres with. If you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And otherwise, thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.